So Niall, I suppose to focus on the cows, this is what makes all the money, as you say?
Yeah, like I said, this is, despite what we're doing up there, what we've got for the future, the cows are the core of the business, and we're still really pushing the cows, health-wise, milk-wise, development-wise. We're really passionate about keeping the cows where they should be. We're trying to improve them every year, do a lot of sex semen, a lot of inbreeding like that, sex breeding, which is we're selling all the time, trying to get to the point where we sell heifers as well. So yeah, still really focused on the cows, not trying to lose any focus on them at all.
So why pick Jerseys?
Well, I came home from New Zealand and I wanted to milk crossbred cows, and that's something I was really, really keen to do. But at the time, that had been 21, just no one was offering any contracts at all. So I just researching and see what we could do. The only contract I could get was milking Jerseys, and at the time I thought, oh, bloody hell, nah, I don't want to be doing that. But actually, it's been, well, it's just funny how it all aligns, isn't it? Because now we got, it just works really well. I've just fallen in love with them. I like how we can breed them where it's sort of how I want to breed them, with the pedigree side of things. I'm really starting getting into that, into the breeding. And obviously it works really well for the vending machine and what we're trying to do up there with the bottling side of things as well. I do think we've sort of landed on our feet with them because they are little pocket rockets really. They've got great feed conversion, great on their feet, good grazers. I think we've got sort of an all-round cow, and I am shocked that you don't see more of them. I really am, but I think it is becoming a bit more fashionable now, what with the butterfats and that sort of thing, to bring it up. But yeah, we are very passionate about being Jersey farmers. We shan't be moving from the cows. It's, very, very keen.
So when you first started, how did you source what you were doing? Was it from the UK or?
No, so we were very, very keen on herd health. We've always been before when we were sheep farmers, we were always a closed flock. So I knew that I wanted to keep a closed herd, and I wanted to be high health and develop that side of the business as much as possible, because I do think with the Jerseys there is an option, going forward, if we can get the health where we want it, to be able to sell heifers in carb or fresh. That's sort of like the dream. So I originally sourced from one farm in Denmark, my first bunch of 130, which was really good, simple system through a local mart and a local friend. And that was a great source, actually. There's a few of them here now feeding, and they were a really good nucleus cows to get into and really start to get to grips with. And then we're very, very lucky going forward then. There's quite a few good herds in this country selling up or going out, which was really handy, and some really good inlines and some really good breeding cows. So yeah, no, we've been very, very lucky, very, very lucky. But the originals come from Denmark, and we've still got a lot of them on farm here now. But like I said, been very lucky to buy some good cows in the last few years.
How do you find how they graze? I know they'd like to be out today, they can't be, but...
I'd love to have them out today, and I think they'd love to be out today, and I think we'll get them there in the next few days. But we find we had to train them. We really had to train them. They didn't take to it as well as like a crossbred cow would.
Yeah.
They will do it. They're very temperamental. They don't like any other change, so they'll really only graze when they want to. But we've sort of trained them right now. This group on the right here are lows, and they'll be going out as soon as the weather comes right. They've been in and out a little bit. But yeah, they did take some training because they are idealists.
So in terms of breeding now, sex semen, are you UK genetics or
North
UK American?
No,
or
so we're using Cogent on the minute on most of our cows. We're trying to so obviously all the Danish cows we're trying to breed up. So obviously they're very milky cows, but they've got a lot of milk on them. But what we're trying to do is bring them back to a bit of type, sort of trying to improve their mammary system, trying to improve the type on them. Whereas the English cows are quite the other way.
Yes.
They've got a lot of type to them. We're just trying to breed a bit more milk into them.
Yeah.
So and Cogent seem to be doing really, really well with some of their bulls there. I have been chatting to other people as well, but Cogent seem really, really good. So we do all sex semen, and it's just to minimise bull calves.
Yeah.
We can't be seen to be doing too much with bull calves. We don't want any waste.
Yeah.
And actually the percentage on bull calves is very, very low from Cogent. So yeah, I've been pretty impressed with that. The spring group always put to beef because they're more of a dropout system.
Yeah.
We're trying to focus on our autumns. They're all, so we'll calve sort of 200 cows in the autumn to sexed, and then we'll have a real strict protocol with calf health. And then in the spring we have all beef.
Yeah.
So, but we're probably going to change that now a little bit more as well. Like I said just then, I think there's a position to be, if we can get the herd health right, which we're on the way to now with the vaccination programme and our Yoni status, I think there's a position to be where there's going to be a want for these heifers in a minute if we can get them there.
How would you find the attitude of the cows in the parlour? Are they aggressive or are they...
No. So they're obviously, when we imported the first 100, they're all heifers. So that was a real test of time. That really, my first few weeks of a dairy farm was pretty hardcore. But they soon come to it. They're not too bad. We don't have, everybody's got a kicking cow, but we don't really have too much attitude in the parlour. Like I said earlier on, we're doing a lot more of this on-farm stuff now. We're doing a lot more, kids on farm, and the cows are so socialised now. They don't seem to worry too much.
Yeah.
Look at us now. We're in here talking away. We've got other people in here mucking around. We've got cows here asleep, cutting. We've got cows here feeding, waiting for Juno. It's they're very well socialised, and they do have attitude and they do have sass, but that's quite enjoyable, to be fair.
Yeah, inquisitive cows.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, exactly. But they are a pleasure, and I generally have fallen in love with the Jerseys, and I can't see us milking anything different now.
Yeah.
I think the farm works for them. We can stock heavier when grazing.
Yes.
Smaller cow. A lot of misconception with the Jerseys is that they don't eat. They got the same gut capacity as a Holstein. They can still eat as much as a Holstein. They just convert it very differently, and that's kind of why we're really into them. They're like little pocket rockets. They really are.
Good feet.
Yeah, good feet.
Yeah.
They're, black feet, really hard on their feet. We don't get too much problem at all.
Yeah.
Generally look after themselves. To be fair, they got that vigour. They're very fertile. We've got quite a tight block in the autumn. We're trying to get cows and calves to the sex semen. It's quite a big time for us. And obviously on that block system, I like the block system. We've dabbled with the idea of going down the route of all year round, but I think for us and what we're trying to do elsewhere in the business, I think the block systems really, really work because we can be concentrating on one thing at a time.
And calf rearings.
Yeah, exactly, and exactly right. And we've got groups of calves coming through at the same age. We can handle them as much as we need to. It just works really well.
So final question then on the cows.
Yeah.
What production will they do in a year?
So they're doing about 7.4 at the minute.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier on, we're still trying to improve the cows all the time. I'd like to see the cows grow to an 8,000 litre herd. That sort of thing, something we're running to. But obviously we have still got to be mindful that we're trying to use a lot of grass silage, a lot of grass grazing. I don't think you can lose sight of that. And if we need to potentially stay where we are if we can't utilise all the grass system outside.
Yeah.
So they are a high health herd, and we're trying to push them as much as possible, but in the correct ways.
So your average fat and protein then for the year would be what?
It'd be about 5.5 fats. Proteins would be at 4.
Okay.
Average, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we've got a lot of heifers coming through as well, which is probably helping out with that.
Okay. So your milk buyer then is using this for ice cream, a lot of it, is it?
Yeah. So a lot of the milk that's produced on this farm is going for ice cream, or sort of for Indian desserts up in sort of like Swindon area, Leicester, but majority of it's going for ice cream, yeah.
Okay. And so what price is that converting to then currently per litre?
Per day it's about 42,
Yeah.
something like that. So we're still, we're holding out, it's where it should be for a minute, but obviously, we'd like to see a bit more of an increase, but that's why we're sort of offsetting with the milk vending machine. It's working out all right, but yeah, no, we're not too bad.
Good.
They're just little rockets, aren't they?
It just always amazed me how the different shades of the
Yeah.
same colour.
Yeah.
And everyone says, they all look the same. No, they don't.
Yeah,
You
no.
can tell them apart.
For sure, yeah. And I just get amazed at how much these little girls are producing now and developing and coming through. It's no, they're
What's your
looking.
top producing cow, man?
So we've got 2103. So an original cow I bought, she's doing about 56.
Yeah.
So for a Jersey, that's there's not too many doing that sort of thing. But yeah, she's pretty impressive. But generally, herd average at the minute is 24. We've got a lot of cows in here. A lot of staler cows going off peak now. Obviously, the fresh calvers this side, they're bringing it up a bit. But she's a bit of a beast.
And work out the energy density of her as well, of her milk.
Exactly, yeah.
She's 70 litres
yeah,
out.
Yeah, she's a brilliant cow. Yeah, you don't get too many like her. But we're not trying to, I'm not trying to really, really push them like that as well. That's a bit extreme.
Yeah, it is.
You want the cows to be pretty happy and comfortable with what they're doing. But yeah.
They look happy and they look comfortable.
Yeah, they're content, which is what I love to see. We just get a few out the next couple of days, it'll be even better.
Yeah. So Niall, what's in the actual feed?
So obviously we've changed to a Keenan this year in the last 12 months. We use all our own grass silage, grow all our maize on farm. We grow about 100 acres of maize, and then all our first, second and third cut grass. So in there is grass silage, maize. You can see the kernels there now, nicely cracked. We use a 21% protein blend that we have in the bins, bought in from a local company. Minerals, a little bit of straw. We've taken the straw out in the last couple of days just because they were going a bit hard. And a little bit of urea because the second cut grass silage isn't quite where we want to be on protein, I think a lot of stories are with farms. But our first cut was amazing, and it was going really well. But obviously, second cut isn't as good. But yeah, no, it's TMR, fed twice a day, 12 hourly feeds. That's something we changed. We did where we were once a day feeding. We've changed that in the last sort of 8-10 months. Changed the job really. Yeah, we just seen intakes improve so much more, especially with the Lely Juno moving around here now as well, pushing it in. Makes a massive difference for the cows. They're just a lot more content and happy.
And concentrate feeding in the parlour?
Yeah, feed to yield. Yeah.
So what would that get up to? What would be
maximum's about 6.
Yeah.
Maximum. Obviously, every cow's fed differently.
Yeah.
Maximum's about that. Heifers, there's 4 different groups. You've got highs, lows, cows, and highs, lows, heifers. So heifers are a little bit less than that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Your calving is here, is it, Niall?
Yeah, we like to say Wishlift we spoke about earlier on is something probably what we're looking for is a dry cow shed specific. But here we've just got the dry cows close to the parlour. I can keep an eye on them all the time. We've got a camera above them. Everybody's seeing. It's not just me. Everybody sees them. So if we've got a cow start calving or whatever, and especially in the autumn when we're taking calves off and for sexed heifers, you know, everyone can be here, and it's really important for everyone to have a look. The bull's in here as well, just so we can keep him out of the way.
So I see your Juno on the right then?
Juno on the right. That's
big part of the farm?
Yeah, a massive part of the farm. We put him in when we started milking and had him on a demo from Lely. Thought it was a bit of a luxury, and the cows went up by 2 litres, or nearly 2 litres, and it just ended up staying. Got it on a grant. Massive part of the farm. Without him, it's the cows intakes are brilliant with him.
Right. So calf shed?
Calf shed, yeah. Like I said earlier on, normally we would have had the older calves out, so there's some autumn bred calves in here, and then there's some spring babies here as well.
Yeah.
We dug this site. This was the last shed we've put up. As you can see, there's quite a high wall around each side. Yeah, southwesterly is just here, so it comes right in through here. So we try, if any bad weather, it comes right in, but we get the wind, which is quite nice. So it pulls the bad air out. Works really, really well. And like I said, these guys shouldn't really be here. They should be out grazing. So everything here, apart from the 2 or 3 and there, are breeding replacements. So we rear all our R1s, rising 1-year-olds on this farm, and then my R2s in calf heifers go over to my dad, graze the summer over there, then come back here for calving in the autumn.
Yeah.
So these will come through into the business in the next couple of years. The spring calves generally we put them to beef. We're trialling some Charolais at the minute, which is working quite well, but generally quite a bit of triple impact blue or Angus. Like I said, we really should have these guys out, and they should be full pens down through. But
maybe next week if the weather settles.
Maybe next week they'll be going out. They're ready to go, so as soon as it comes right, they'll be going.
Do you sell your beef calves?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Just through the local marts.
Yeah. So you have a kitchen then on the side here?
Kitchen on the side with a milk taxi.
Yeah.
Works quite well. Just gives that clean space for everybody to, you know, you're not carting milk around everywhere. We can put our milk powder in. Just works quite nice. The milk taxi is a great bit of kit. So, you know, we've got a table for meds. We've got all our feeders and bits and pieces in the milk taxi. Again, the milk taxi's been, when I first started, I sort of a bit of a luxury I thought we didn't really need, but actually it turns calf rearing. We tried to specifically have one person doing the calves all the time, just for cleanliness and calf health. And the milk taxi just allows just feeding, because in the autumn, once we've got 200 cows calving in 8 weeks, it's full on, and they're all sexed females. So we've got to take the calf straight off and feed a powder colostrum and straight on the milk powder. So just allows people to have a bit more flexibility when feeding calves. It's a lot more accurate and clean as well. You know, he does a full clean afterwards as well. And,
and she's dry, or has the motor drive?
Yeah, she drives herself.
Electric.
So, you know, you get 260, 270 litres of milk. It can be quite a thing to pull around.
No, it takes a lot of...
Absolutely, yeah. And these are the sort of things you've got to look at. You know, employing staff, you just got to have the right things for the job.
Yeah.